Please help me welcome Peter Hurley. Come on up.
Thank you. Creative Live Photo Week. We are kicking it off right here, guys. This is awesome. We're kicking it off with a 3, 2, 1, shebang. That's it. All right. Thank you, Kenneth, so much.
Peter, we are so thrilled to have you here for the very first time, and we have a very short amount of time with you, 90-minute segment. I'm just going to let you take it away.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so psyched to be here as well. I missed it last year, unfortunately. I had to pull out last minute, so I am here, and I am psyched to be here in 2014. Thank you guys for coming. We got an awesome audience for me to play around with today. But we are talking about, you guys know what we're talking about. Everybody know what we're talking about? We're talking about how to take the perfect headshot. There has to be an aside here. Because I have never, this is a secret, you ready? I have never taken the perfect headshot. This is actually how to perfect the headshot. You could never take a perfect headshot because everybody's got a different opinion about it. I could take a perfect headshot for me. For me, a shebanging headshot is one that makes me feel something. All right? So if you feel something from a headshot you took, then it's perfect for you. But for us to convince everybody else of that is a different story. You have to love your work. If I had altered my thought of what my work was because of what people thought of it, I would not be standing in front of you today. You bear down, you plant your feet firmly in the sand, you decide what the perfect headshot is for you, and then you go for it. That's what today is about. That's what you're going to be learning. We are talking about upping your game in the headshot territory. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I do it. I brought my setup. I'm showing you my setup that I use every day. I've used this particular setup since 2004. I brought some of my products. I've got the Hurley Pro board back there, and that is, I'm going to show you some of my images. I've been shooting that recently, and I'm going to show you, I've got this setup specifically the way that I shoot these gorgeous images with a nice smoky black background. So for the next 90 minutes, guys, it's going to be a wild ride. I'm going to fill you in left, right, and center on how to play this game, how to take somebody, put them in front of your camera, and really get you to get confidence whenever there's a human being in front of your lens. Are we ready? Yeah. You ready? All right, I love it. Let's go. All right, so when my photography career started, I realized that there was something missing in headshot land. I call it headshot land. I was immersed in New York. I was an actor, model, bartender dude. And I picked up a camera so that I didn't have to tend bar anymore. And lo and behold, stuff happened. So here I am. I really realized that I found a new love. And all the stuff that I did was to prep me for what I'm doing now, which was great because I really got great at working with actors. But I really wanted one thing in the shots that I did, because when I would look at shots of other people, I didn't want to look at them for very long. I would be like, that doesn't do anything for me. What I want is what I've termed lookability. All right? And I make up words. You better get used to it. That's what I do. So what is lookability? Of course, I made this up. This is a good definition, but I kind of made it up. So a measurement for an image's ability to secure attention from an onlooker. Isn't that what we want in our shots? Don't you want people to look at them? I mean, you want to look at them yourself, but you really want others to enjoy your work. In order for others to enjoy your work, they got to have lookability. And the second definition is even better. A shebanging shot that makes you want to stare at that sucker. All right? So, to me, this is lookability. If you're a good headshot photographer, if you're good with people, if you're a good portrait photographer, you can take amazing pictures at a moment's notice. It can happen anytime. You have to realize there is always a picture in front of you. I'm a photographer because of Bruce Weber. And I'll tell this story. So Bruce and I met I was modeling for Ralph Lauren, believe it or not. I used to have some sort of looks that disappeared. And I got a polo job. So I'm working with Bruce, and it was my first day. I'd never modeled before. He had me with Tyson Beckford and Bridget Hall, and I'm on this sailboat, and it was so cool. And Bruce is photographing me, and all of a sudden, we're going out this channel in Miami on a boat, and there were these cruise ships and helicopters and stuff, and he's shooting for pole, and he just turns and he starts shooting stuff like the cruise ships and and I was like, he was just photographing. Why is he shooting? Where is it? Where'd he go? And anytime I was with Bruce, he would always do that. And he made me realize there is always a picture to be taken. You have to have your eyes open to it. I'm a headshot specialist. I'm a portrait specialist. I think I walk by beautiful landscapes all the time and never shoot them, but sometimes I do see them, and sometimes I take a shot. There's shots in this room right now that could happen at a moment's notice. This shot is of a student that was sitting in front of me in a class, and I looked at him and I went, dude, come on, you are bad to the bone. This is Alfredo. He was awesome. And I put him up I put him in there, and we got this in a classroom setting. I never expected to get one of my favorite shots in my portfolio during class. The shot is always there. You have to understand that you have power with these things. These cameras, these things you point in people's general direction, they have power. And when you take something like that, I feel it. Do you feel it? I feel it. The guy's looking through our soul. How you get to that point is a connection. You need to make a connection with your subject. My thing is all about connection. It's all about people. It's all about taking somebody in, and it's about teamwork. I teamed up with Alfredo to get this, and we nailed that sucker to the wall. I get to shoot a lot of actors. I pride myself on taking very simple shots that have lookability. I use actors to create expression, to change their face, to mess with them. Actors you can mess with. You can do anything with them. They signed up for it. If I get an actor in front of my camera and they say, no, I can't do that, I'm like, what kind of operation are you running? Like, you're acting. I get that all the time. Have you guys shot actors? Do you ever get, no, I can't do that? Yeah, well, what business are you in? Like, just, why don't I open a window so you can jump out? Like, just get over it. I mean, that's just crazy. So we want to create this lookability. You see the image? I like expressions that are off kilter. It's a little weird. What is she doing? Exactly what I want you to be thinking. That's mine. Now, some agent or casting director will say, oh no, we don't like this at all. That's not good. She can't use it. She's not going to book anything with this picture. It doesn't matter to me. I want to show you something. When I shoot the black, this is something that always bugged me. People know me for my white background. I just launched a new website, peterhurley.com, like last week. And the old peterhurley.com won an award in 2004 for being one of the best, from the best website awards like in the world. We didn't change it since then. I barely ever put new pictures on it. I've been so busy, I never revamped it, and I really wanted to create a new look. So I started shooting. I've always shot white. I still love white. White's still my favorite. But when I shot a black background, it really bugged me when black fades into black. When you put somebody in black and it fades into the black. So I created the Hurley Pro board to get people so that you can see I don't know if you could see it on the screen, but so you can see the black jacket and you can see off the background so they don't get sucked in. I don't like people to get sucked in. I want them to come off the background. So the black goes a chalky, like kind of chalky, really, really dark, thunder gray, almost black. All right, so we're gonna do that. On this one, and of course it depends on the screen we're looking at, you can see the outline of the black turtleneck off the black, right? So that to me brings them off. They don't get sucked into the black. I always felt like people got sucked into the black. So again, off the black background. Lookability, shebang. Let's do a soft one. You don't have to yell shebang all the time. It can be soft, really soft. I want to do a whisper shebang. You ready? 3, 2, 1, shebang. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Lookability. Guys, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me how gorgeous this woman is? Can you tell me that if you shot her, you would not retouch a line on her face? Please? Please tell me that. Stop retouching lines on people's faces, people. I want people to be real. I like lines. If you want to plaster people like crazy and use those crazy things that I don't touch, I think it cheapens your work. If you want it to be real, keep the lines. If somebody has a lot of lines that you don't like and it draws attention away, don't use that person in your portfolio. If you want to lighten the lines just a touch, it's up to you. But don't take them all away. Don't change people's appearance. We're not here to change people's appearance. These things change people's appearance. It scares me. Every single person on planet Earth has beauty in their face right now. Every single one. You are taking away their beauty by changing their face. And that's just messed up. A lot of people say to me, they'll say, Peter, oh my gosh, I need help. I got this email once, I couldn't believe it. I've got this girl coming in, she's got a horse face. What do you do with it? I was like, I've never seen a horse face on a person. I have no idea what to do with it. He sent me pictures, the girl was adorable. I was like, what the heck are you seeing? Like, what is wrong with you? The thing that you have to understand is that society's perception of beauty is totally different than the beauty in each individual. Everybody, the beauty is in everybody. It's always there. I never miss it. I know it's there. It's our job to pull it out. Your bar is to take the best picture of that person in their life. If you have done that, you have captured their beauty. Now, they're not going to go walk down a runway for Gucci, but you did it, right? Maybe. I mean, you know what I mean. But that's the point. I think our perception of beauty in this country is based on models or you know, whatever people see as beauty. But that's not beauty. Beauty to me is capturing the essence of somebody. And we've all got this energy in us. And if you capture it, shebang, you're done. You did it. It's just awesome. I love working with her. She walked in, I was like, wow. Because she's got the beauty inside and out. Now she does model, I believe. I mean, she's just got it, you know. But amazing, right? It's a hit. It's a touch of a button. That's what does this. It's a touch of a button. But you know what it really is? It's all the prep before the button gets touched, isn't it? I don't hit the button till I got something. No reason to hit the button if you don't have anything. Why are you doing that? You got your camera on burst, don't you? You got that thing firing a million. You got like a 1DX or something, and the thing fires like 10, 50 frames a second, and you're pressing that sucker down, hoping a shot jumps into your lens. Doesn't happen. That's not the way it happens. That's not the way energy transfers into a camera. Energy transfers into a camera because you made a connection with that person, and they didn't see the camera. They saw you through it. He's seeing me through it. I'm creating it, and I'm prepping them, and I'm coaching. We are coaches. That's what we do. We coach. Lookability? Okay, this is a guy. He's my buddy, Shelby. He's a photographer. He told me he's never had a good picture of himself in his life. I did a headshot intensive workshop, a 2-day workshop he took in Chicago. I said, get in front of my lens. Everybody at the workshop's like, oh, he looks awesome. He's going to be great. He's like, no, I hate being photographed. I don't look good at all. I can't look at myself. I shot a portfolio shot of the dude in 2 seconds. And I changed his perception of his own beauty forever. Was that worth the shot? To me, I like to say that I'm not shooting, well, the way I say it is, I may be shooting people's heads, but I'm aiming for their heart. If you can hit them so that they walk out of your studio with a skip in their step, feeling better about their appearance, you did your job. You did a better job than you could have done had you not. I don't care about the pictures as much as I care about the feeling. And what happens is, hey, I shoot bad shots too, and people need to warm up. You know, they get stiff. I shoot ones where they look totally freaked out. And then I warm them up and I get them there. During the session, you know what the people care about? They care about their performance. They normally don't care about the shots because their brain is there's so many shots coming in, they don't know that this was there. So they care about their performance. they are caring about their performance, guess what they're not doing? They're not performing for you. They're caring about what's going on. They care about how they feel. I'm like, nobody's going to know how you felt when I took the picture. Will you stop that? Don't care about your performance. Care about the 5 gems that we got out of this session. Guys, delete everything that sucks. If it sucks, you delete it. There is no reason for a shot that sucks to go beyond your computer out into the world. Do not post that on the internet. Why would you do that? I take bad pictures too. I don't show them to anybody. There was this photographer who did a TED Talk, and he said the difference between pros and amateurs is that the pros only show the good stuff. It was something like that. Did you see that one? I just did a TEDx talk in Cambridge the other night, and it was amazing. It was on this new program I'm working, a new company called SciPhotology. And it's all based on this stuff. It's based on, I'm working with a psychologist. I've always called myself 90% therapist, 10% photographer when people are in front of my cameras. The technical's out the window. So I teamed up with a psychologist, and we're working this new program called SciPhotology, where we go into companies and we work with their leaders, and we've created some major buzz about it, and the TEDx talk was just amazing. So anyway, back to Shelby. I know how much that meant to him. That's what it is. That's what I get to do every day. How cool is that? I get to do that every day. I'm going to show you how to do it. I would say it's not easy, but it's simple. Does that make sense? There's nothing I'm doing. Everything's right there, right? It's all right there. So what am I doing? It's this. Somebody's going to find out because somebody's going to get in front of that sucker. We got some shooting to do. Lookability, right? You got to create a vibe. There's got to be a moment. You need a moment. I need moments. I need moments. And you got to find people's best self. You got to figure out, like, this dude, have you ever seen a jawline like that? Look at this thing. It's like a freaking V. It's unbelievable. The guy walked in, I was like, Max, buddy. His name's Max, too. I was like, Max, you gotta, like, if you did not know to shoot this guy straight on, you have an issue. Like, there's a problem. Look at that. You don't get that kind of symmetrical jawline, like cranking down like that. Like, this guy, hopefully he becomes a big actor. I really like him. He's really nice. But look at that shot. Lookability, right? Boom shakalaka. That's my other one. He's got to hit him. Got to hit him. You got to make the person think. You got to make the person think. Does he make you think? Anybody know who he is? Recognize him? He was on 30 Rock. He was in Smash. You see, my thing is making the people look like they're up to something. That's what I like to do. Once I do that with a lot of these are actors, okay? So once I do that, then I can start to stretch the expression any direction I want. All right? With non-actors, I don't have to do as much. I can. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you have fun with people? They're in there. Get them going. I tell you, all these guys with the name Max are studs, see? I'm going to have to photograph you. Do you have another shirt, or are you going to wear that in public? I'm kidding. No. I have to work with that shirt. I'm going to give him a shirt to shoot him in. I can't. That's too busy for me. All right. So this is Max. See the lookability? I think I did an actual in-the-air somersault when I saw this picture on my screen. You need to show the person in front of the camera. That's why you need confidence. You need to know when the shot's good. You need to convince them it's good. You need to get them going. You need to convey that to them so that they feel the energy too. Right? It's the same in here. I'm hitting you guys with energy. If I was standing here and I was going, this is Max. And I shot Max, and it was a very good shot of Max. And we had fun on the shoot. And I talked like this the whole time. Would we have as much fun? You got to give people energy. And hey, I'm a little nuts. I'm a little out there. I never used to be. This is the other thing you can realize. I took my first commercial class. I realized I was blown away that I got through this TEDx talk. I was blown away because I went back to my first commercial acting class where there were 10 people in the room and the acting teacher said, I had a modeling agent who sent me to All My Children, and the casting director there said, "Oh, you're great. We're going to put you in as an extra." But you're gonna, and then you'll be on for a while and you'll start talking. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll start talking, but you gotta get in an acting class. I was like, okay. So I was the hospital orderly on All My Children. And I think my first day on the set, I'm standing there in my orderly outfit, and Susan Lucci comes up to me and she goes, "Hi, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Susan Lucci." I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. She's so nice. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm doing this hospital orderly thing, and I'm petrified that I would ever talk, so I never talked. And I get in my commercial acting class, and they say, "Slate your name." So I get up there. All I have to do to slate my name is say my name's Peter Hurley, and that's it. And I was like, and I was embarrassed, and I walked off. This thing that you need to find when you're coaching people is yours. You do it your way. You got to figure out your way to do it. If you're shy with people, they're going to feel that. If you're a quiet person, be a quiet person, but don't be shy. Be quiet, be yourself, but be confident. If you're confident, it will show through. It does not matter. You do not have to jump up and down, yell shebang, and go crazy and be like me. I'm nuts. It works for me. I like it. I have fun with it. You have to find it for you. Everybody's an individual. It's not, you can't do it like me. I can't do it like you, but you got to find this. As long as you're confident in what it is you're doing. I had a buddy, he'd be really upset if I said his name, I guess, so I won't, because he's petrified. He took my headshot intensive, and he was sitting like over in the corner, and he was like cowering over there. And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing over there? Come over here. Come over, sit down." And I told him the story about I probably told him a different story, where I was really shy and quiet and everything. So we start taking pictures the second day of the intensive, and I turn and I look at his screen, and I could not tell if I had taken the shot or not. He is an absolute rock star, Victor Velasquez. And he did it his own way. He did it his own way. He didn't do it anybody else's way. He didn't do it my way. He did it his own way. He was the one that proved to me that anybody can do it, but you have to figure it out for yourself. And you know how you do that? I wish I had the answer for you. I'm kidding. No, you know how you really do it? You get as many people in front of your camera as you can. If you can shoot a person's face every day, you know how good you get if a person's 4 feet in front of your camera every day at shooting? It is awesome. I mean, how could I not be good? I've been doing this since 2000. I started my headshot. Picked up a camera in 2000. 2002, I decided I got to make a buck with this thing. I'm going to go into headshots because headshot land was huge in New York. I just got nominated Best Headshot Photographer in New York by Backstage Magazine last week. I've been runner-up for like 10 years straight. They had it fixed. Some dude kept doing the voting himself, and I never won. So they called me this year. They said, "We're changing it. You got to go for it." I'm like, "I'm not going for anything. I'm pissed at you guys." And then I won, so I'm psyched. So I finally, I could say that I'm the best in New York. But anyway, the point is that get a person in front of your camera and experiment. Freebies and friends are what you experiment on. If you are charging for your services, you have to have your act together. If you are not, you have room to play. And play you will. Lookability. Agent hated every shot I took of her. She was on some big show. I don't know what it was, like one of those game shows. She was like an up-and-coming actress. She's a superstar. This is Alice. I love her. I freaked out about shooting her. I think I overshot the crap out of her. And I just couldn't get enough of her. So I was like, and I loved every picture. And then she calls me, she goes, "My agent doesn't like one of them." I'm like, so what does that prove? Did I take the perfect headshot? Not for the agent, apparently. You know what I told her? I said, "Tell your agent I would have called the agent personally and told them this, but I said, Alice, just tell her because I'm so pissed off. Tell her never to send me anybody ever again. I never want a human being from that agency in front of my lens ever, ever, ever for the rest of my career again. That is lookability. That is a superstar. I've seen her in action, and that is a shot that could take her to the top. There are 3 things on your face. I want you to notice a theme. There's 3 things on your face that you can change. Who knows what they are? Somebody give them to me.
Smile, eyes, and head, like position of your head.
Head position. Oh, head position. But that's not movement on your face. Like if I move my head, my face moves independently of my head, right?
Eyebrows.
What?
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows. So smile is mouth.
Yep.
What can you do with your eyes?
You can look. You get like a good like.
What can you do with your eyes? If you guys don't know what you can do with your eyes, you haven't ever seen me in action.
Smize.
Who said that? All right, can you leave? No.
Nope.
There is a better word than that. It is called squinching. Because squinching, there is a definition. The definition is to narrow the distance between your lower lids and your pupil. And that gives you an idea of what you have to do. So mouth, eyes, eyebrows. So for me, I like to say that eyebrows, for me, are the golden headshots. Like if I look at my work from 2012 and before, I realized I wasn't working with eyebrows. I really didn't get much eyebrow action in there. I love eyebrow action. I can't get enough, but now I force people to jack brows. Give me some brow pressure. What do you got? Yep, now jack your brow. No, yep, okay. Now reticulate your brow. No, can you reticulate a little bit? Can somebody please show me brow reticulation? He's got it. He's got it. Look at the brow activity on him. Unbelievable. He's got all sorts of action in that area. But I want to go back through and I want to show you. Let's look at these. Still good. A little brow activity. A little bit, right? She's giving us a little lift. Major brow activity. That's brow pressure. Brows create, think about it. I want you all to, and everybody out there too, where are you? But I want you all to go about your business today and watch people's eyebrows when they're just milling about, walking down the street, hanging out, doing something. Now, don't be creepy or anything, but just watch people. Don't let them catch you, but watch brows. As humans, we use our brows all the time. Watch me. I use my brows. I use them a lot. All right? So you want to, if you can get brow action into your work, amazing. Little tiny bit of brow pressure there, see it? Right? Not much brow activity there. Not much, a little brow pressure. Little bit up with the brows, there's brow action. Keith, give me some brow action. No brow action. This was before I took this. I would have gotten him to do brow. There's some brow action. You see it? Subtle, but the fact that it's there creates us to react to it. Brow activity. Some brow action there, isn't there? She's messing with us. So I want you to think mouth, eyes, and eyebrows when you're photographing people. All right? Does anybody know what my favorite thing to make people do has anybody studied anything that I've done? Has anybody online, asked the people online, what's my favorite word that this is conveying that, I try and get out of everybody I photograph? There is a word. We're going to keep going because you guys don't know it, but somebody out there will know. Brow pressure, brow activity. If it doesn't have brow activity and I'm not feeling the shot, it doesn't go on my website. Lookability. You see the lookability? It's all about lookability. This is the cover of my new book called The Headshot. It's coming out as soon as I finish writing it. I'm actually going to finish writing it this week, hopefully, and we're pre-ordering it, but anyway. Lookability, right? But if you are not adding this to your portrait repertoire, in my opinion, you are missing the boat. completely. I believe that headshot photography is the fastest growing genre of photography other than selfies. All right, selfies have gone nuts. But headshot photography, my goodness. You guys, you gotta, if you are charging for headshots, if you're not charging for headshots and you charge for any other sort of photography, you gotta add headshots to what you're doing. Why would you not do that? It's huge, it's growing like crazy. Because people no longer want a good headshot. They need one. How many of you guys have a good headshot? You have one? You guys need a good, everybody needs a good headshot. And any photographer out there that doesn't have a picture of themselves on their about page is just, it's just crazy, it just boggles my mind. I'm fed up with that. So what number one reason for this in this society is this. With the climate the way it is with business, everybody needs to be on this. People get canned tomorrow, they need to have a good LinkedIn profile. You know what they need? They need us. You know how I know? Because I shoot more corporate these days than actors. That's crazy. I shot actors all my life. I never shot a corporate person. All of a sudden a corporate person comes in and I didn't know what to do with them. I was like, I tell actors crazy stuff. I can't tell the CEO that to act like he's a crack addict who just stubbed his toe. I can't do that. What am I going to say to him? I can't say that stuff to a CEO. So I had to change my entire shtick around this corporate thing to start working with corporate people. And so what I did was, I did that. I started to change and I started to do more corporate. And then I started this thing called ph2pro.com, where it's the biggest headshot community of photographers in the world. There's 6,000 headshot photographers on there. Get in there, it's free, sign up. Sign yourself up and put up a portfolio. What's happening is headshot photography is growing like crazy. I'm getting asked all over the place, hey, we found you. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Who can shoot us? Well, Zach Sutton's in New Mexico somewhere. Go shoot with him. You know, I need to have photographers all over the world to help me with this thing, because we will refer people to you when they ask me where they need to go. And I'm building an app around it that's going to go huge, and we're going to connect people with photographers for headshot photography. I do all my coaching through PH2 Pro. I do all that stuff. So anyway, owning your digital identity. When you guys Google yourself, what images do people see? What images, when your friends Google themselves, what images come up? Are you in control of that? If you aren't, then people are making up their mind of what your digital identity is for you. What's the first thing you do when you come in contact with somebody? Like, I get a lot of people that say, hey, can I assist you, blah, 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 blah. And I have an assistant. I usually don't look for assistants, but I get them every day. So what do? I was like, all right, let's check out this person's site. Let's Google them. Let's see what they got going on. Maybe check out Facebook if I have time, or I'll tell my assistant to do it or something. What if they're not in control of their digital identity? So I have now become a personal brand manager. I'm no longer a photographer. I am managing people's brand. I am creating their digital identity for them. Every single person in the corporate environment needs this. I go into companies, I shoot a whole slew of people. You know what those people do? They're so charged. They put their shots immediately on Facebook, immediately on LinkedIn. They come, they email me. I've never gotten 100 likes before in my life. Do you know how it's so, people love their face. They love headshots. They love their face. All right. It's more important than ever to do it. So who's going to take these images? Right? You. You got to get good at this. If you get good at this, you're going to be awesome. Let's blow through some stuff so I could shoot some. But in order to get good at it, you need a game plan. You need a game plan. How are you going to do it without a game plan? If you went into work every day without a game plan, what are you going to get done that day? Not much. You need a game plan. Starts with your shtick. You all have a shtick. I got one. You're seeing it. I roll like this. This is my shtick. When people come in, I'm like crazy like this and stuff. So what is a shtick? It's an entertainment routine or gimmick, basically. Imagine that this room was empty and it was just you and somebody you were photographing in here, what's the first thing you'd say to them? Some people say to me, I don't have a shtick. I was like, yeah, you do. What are you going to say the minute you get somebody in front of the camera? What are you going to say to them? What you say, think about it. You already do it. You probably say the same thing over and over again, right? You have a shtick. Now you just have to develop it. So my days are spent developing my shtick. I don't think that as photographers, we will never master direction. I'm going into my grave still working on my direction. Every day I get better. I'm a better photographer today than I was yesterday. And I only feel as good as the last person I shot. If I didn't get it done, I didn't get it done. So what happens is that when we get somebody in front of a camera, one of four things happens. The people are gonna do one of four things. So they're gonna own it, pose, diminish, or they're gonna run. And what happens is most people are diminishers. You get in front of the camera, everybody changes. I modeled for 8 years. You put me in front of the camera, I change. People diminish. That's what happens. All right? Runners are the people that are like, don't let me anywhere near that thing. They don't want to be in a 50-foot radius of that sucker. Posers, you get these people that pose, models pose. Like when I modeled, I was like, I really didn't know what to do. I never took a model. I didn't know what the heck I was doing as a model. I had this, I was on this job for Wrangler. The hardest thing, like when I was doing polo, I was like sailing and it was cool. But when I was doing Wrangler, like I was on a white cyc. And I was standing on the cyc and I was just in the jeans like this. And I'm standing there and there was the art director and everybody, kind of like a bunch of people like you in front of me. And the photographer, who had zero shtick, said to me, just do what you do. I'm just thinking, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. What the heck am I going to do? So I went like this. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what to do. I was diminished. I needed the photographer's help to lift me up. I wasn't even a poser. When I got better at modeling, I'd be like, I used to get booked for my smile all the time. My agent was like, how did you do it? She goes, anytime there was a smile job, I knew you were going to book it. And I was like, I just go in and I go like this. In the casting, I booked it every time. I don't know why. I guess they like my smile. Now, posers aren't authentic. They're trying to be something that they're not. So I want people to be real. So models that get in and pose for me, they got about maybe 5 or 10 minutes of moves, and then they got to repeat everything again. So they're just doing the same thing. So I'm not getting anything real out of them. I'm like, okay, sometimes they start to own it and be real. I got to shoot Sofia Vergara, and I put her in front of my camera, and I was all jacked. I was excited to shoot her. And I start shooting, and I'm trying to direct her. I'm like, wait a minute, she's just awesome. It wasn't posing. It's like she was just going. So when somebody goes and they're owning it, just let them go. Out of 10 people you shoot, 2 will own it off the bat. Maybe, 1 probably, 1 or 2. These are the people you put in your portfolio. You just follow them. Let them go. I was just shooting, and as it got longer and she started to do less, I threw in a couple of my things, and I got her where I want. I got some stuff out of her that I felt I did, but she did most of the work. I was just lucky to photograph her. It was cool. So that's different, but you have to be able to notice when they're owning it, posing, diminish and run. Most of them diminish, and you're going to run them up the chain. So what I do is I pose people on purpose. I hate the word pose. I call it position. I position people. Because posing makes you feel like this. I'm like, now, I want you in this position and then loosen up a little bit. PAS. People that run I had a friend came in to shoot with me, and he's like, I can't get anywhere near the camera. I was like, why not? He goes, and he was there with his wife, and I was shooting his wife. But he had a good look, so I was like, come on, you got to get in there for 2 seconds. No. I have PAS. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? He's like, I can't get near there. I got picture avoidance syndrome. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, oh, I'm using that. Thank you, Tom. Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm running with that one. So these are runners, people that, does anybody here have PAS? You do? We got 3 of them? 4? Oh, you're the first people I'm getting in front of the camera. All right, you're not a PASer. It usually looks like this when they get, now they don't necessarily look like that, but that's what's going on internally, right? That's what's going on internally. What happens externally to your camera? This. Internally, they're like, externally. How many of you guys know what your face looks like right now? You do? What, do you have some sort of mirror out here? Like, how the heck do you know?
Just right there.
What? You have no... None of us have any clue. Is my face okay? Because I just woke up and looked in the mirror once this morning. I don't know if I'm together. They put makeup on me. I don't know if it was good. Is it all right? You know, I'm all powdered up. We don't know. We wake up in the morning, our eyes go out, they open up to the world, and then we walk around like this, hoping that we look good to people. And then all of a sudden, you don't really think about it, and then you get in front of a camera and you're on display, and you go, okay, I hope my face looks good. Whose job is it to tell them that their face looks good? You got to tell them. You got to team up with them on this. And you got to own your turf. All right? That is your turf. When you look through there, you have to see them if they have PAS and start to work with them. Once somebody creeps into this area, that is it. It's your domain, and if you don't own it, nobody else will. It is your turf. The minute I look through this bad boy, look at this. How's this feel when I point it at you, too? It's terrible, right? And you guys are all photographers. Oh, my gosh. Look at you guys and the PASers, right? You got to own this. That's your turf. The second my eye goes like this, every single thing in that space I'm in charge of. Looks pretty good. I'm in charge. If I don't own it, who's going to own it? You're not owning your turf. I don't care what the person is doing in front of your camera. You're responsible for their expression. If they're a runner, you got to build them up. If they're diminishing, you got to build them up. If they're posing, you got to get them to own it. You are not going to get a shebang unless you own your turf. Once you own your turf, then you can get what you need to get out of them. All right, let's get technical. We're on the move. Let's get technical. All right, I shoot Capture One software. I shoot a Phase 1 IQ 250. This is a 110 millimeter lens on it. I shoot it at 400 ISO. I'm at 1/125th of a second at 7.1. I shoot with a ProPhoto remote on top. I have my lights, my 2 lights on the backdrop, and when I'm doing the Black Pro board, that one's on 4.0 and that one's on about 5.3 maybe. Do you think that I need to be technical when I'm shooting? I want that out the window once the person steps in front of your camera. If you are being technical and fiddling with this, you are not doing the right thing. You have to get the technical out the back, out the door. And I don't want any of this. You don't shoot it, look at the camera, and leave that person, especially in these things are bright. You leave them in there freaking out? No, you're not technical. So, I already went through this. I like a longer focal length with headshots. I love my Feisel tripod. I shoot on a tripod for a couple reasons, and I'm going to show you why right now. One of the reasons is this thing's heavy. This thing is not light, and I shoot all day. Right? But the other reason is that I direct with my hands. I use my hands like crazy. If I'm holding, okay, so I don't have this one on the tripod right now. All right? So what do I have to do? I can only use, I like using both my hands. I can't shoot if it's in this hand and I use my right hand a lot and I use my left hand. We're going to go over some hand gestures. All right. And I use an Arca Swiss ball head. I want you to watch something. This is important to me. Maybe a little tighter than that. I like it to go and stay where it will, because I'm moving all the time. I love the Feisel tripod because of the rotating center column. If your tripod does not rotate in the center, I'm not a fan. I break those because I put a lot of pressure on this thing. I've had this thing like almost 3 years. It looks brand new. It's unbelievable. So I want to talk about natural light. A lot of you guys are like, oh, look at this fancy setup. I don't have any of that. I learned with natural light. You know why I did this? I did this because I love natural light. My first studio, I was given an opportunity. There's this big building called the Starrett-Lehigh Building in New York. It takes up the whole block on 26th Street. I was living in an apartment on 42nd Street that I got because it had a southern-facing window. And I would look out that window and see flashes going off in that Starrett-Lehigh building. And you know what I said to myself? One day I'm going to have a studio in that building. You know what happened? One day I got a call from a friend who said, hey, I just got a studio in this building, and it's got a little room off to the side of the main studio. Would you like to come take a look? I was like, yeah. But I got in there, and guess what? It was a small little room with no windows. What was I used to shooting? Natural light. I could not figure out strobe. I couldn't feel the light with strobe. Strobe goes off, it goes all over the room. I couldn't feel it back then. Now I've got a better sense of strobe. It takes a very long time, took me a very long time to get a sense of strobe lighting, for me to have the control that I had. I still love the Kinos. I use ProPhoto like crazy now. I feel I can get the same look with the ProPhoto as I can with the Kinos now. I feel confident in it. But it took a really long time. Back then, I couldn't figure it out. This was 2004. In walks this photographer named Perry Ogden from England, and he was shooting some big story, and I walked in, I became friends with his first assistant, and I was like, what are those? And he's like, they're Kinos, they're really cool. And then they left, and they left the studio, and they were sitting on the floor, and I asked the studio manager, what the heck are those things doing? And they said, the rental place is picking them up on Monday. This was Friday. Guess who was in there the whole weekend? I bought the whole lot, and I've been shooting them ever since. Now, one thing I need, which is coming, I want you guys to sign up for the newsletter on Hurley Pro Gear because I am designing lights that are more portable than these. I couldn't bring these here with me. Really hard. Now I travel around to companies all the time. I need a portable solution. Everything I'm doing is a portable solution. I've got a new product coming out that will rid the world of these. It's called H2 Pro. We're going to do some water weight. So be on the lookout for that. It was supposed to be here. It didn't make it. It was in Alaska or something. I don't know. I'm just not happy. But I started with natural light. As a photographer, you've got to be good at natural light. Every single lighting, everything lighting-wise is trying to emulate what? The sun. You got to get good at natural light. I started sitting my butt on a window taking these in black and white for actors. I was on a windowsill, the window was behind me, and I shot these things. This was my first work. Back then, actors' headshots were all black and white. I was pretty good back then. I was like, I should go look at some of this stuff. I love window light. Look at the natural kicker from the back window. How awesome is that? Killer. I love kickers. I use kickers like crazy. We're going to use a kicker. I got to get somebody in there. Well, hold on. It's my Twitter thing first. If you guys don't know my Twitter and my shebang, it's Peter_Hurley and hashtag shebang. Hold on. I think I have a slide here. Yeah, this is the slide. I just put this up because I wanted to show you some modeling pictures. I just actually wanted to show you how ripped I was back then because I got nothing now. This one was for Abercrombie & Fitch. This one was for Polo, and this one was for Haagen-Dazs, which was the best job I ever did. I was eating chocolate ice cream all day, and they were like, the models eat ice cream, and you want more? I was like, yeah, I want more. That's awesome. Brigitte Lacombe, Bruce Weber. Look them up if you don't know those names. Whoever can tell me what boat that is wins the online intensive. You win the online intensive. How did you know that? He wins. Dude! A laser. A laser. I was on the 2000 United States sailing team because of that boat. I trained for 2 Olympic Games, and I made the U.S. team in 2000. So the boat is a laser, and there we are.
All right,
I'm going to start shooting. Let's go. All right, so who's got PAS? You do have PAS.
Ava.
You ready?
Ava, let's do it.
Yeah, no? Give her the mic. Get the mic. You don't want to shoot? How nerve-wracking is that for you?
I'm bad even with my selfies. And I try
Bad with your selfies?
everything.
Get in there. Get in there. Come on. Let's go. Let's do
Ava.
it. Let's do it. Guys, we got to shoot a little bit. And as I shoot, I'm just going to go through all the other stuff that we're talking about in the... I'll go through the slides as I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, can you handle that? Is that light abuse? Come forward. What are you doing way back there? I need my... John, can you... we could turn them all on with the master thing, right? Let's fire them up. All right. All right. So guys, what I do, when I started, I use this window light. So I got this beautiful window light coming through. So when I got Kino Flos, I just jam as much light in the person's face as possible. So, and I like the light. I use the inverse square law. So what I like the lights as close to the face as possible too. Now I don't want her head of light convergence or anything, but I want her pretty close. So she's standing in a good area. The light looks good. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. This thing has to, see if we can catch this on here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, you got it. All right, now, you sure you have PAS? You don't look so bad to me. All right, so. He knows. He knows? All right, so let's fire up a little capture one. Let's bring it over here. Hit the little plus thing and get this show on the road. So I'm going to give you everything that was in the slideshow we're going to talk about right now. So first thing I do when I'm shooting people is I know my settings, right? What did I say? Who knows my settings?
ISO 400, 7.1,
That's it. That's it. So my settings are set. I'm usually just going to see, oh, I missed, she was freaking out a little bit. I'm usually, the first shot, I like to see how, look at that. So even if it is a little bit hot on her skin, right? So I can bring it down, but I don't take test shots, I take guess shots. I like to guess at what the shot would be. Because if that expression was perfect, it would have been, if I was off and just not paying any attention to my first shot, then I wouldn't have a shot. She's a little hot, so I'm just gonna bring it down. Let's go F8. Now, I didn't direct her at all, right? No direction. How'd that feel? Ready? Okay, good. Stay right there. I'm really gonna get you going now. Ready? That's what you guys are doing. You're not saying anything to them. What are you doing? If you don't say anything, did you see how she felt? It's horrible. It's horrible. Hold that. Okay, now, I can't shoot her unless she's in the position I like. So, who knows my favorite positioning move? Somebody knows it. There's a big video that's gotten like 2 million hits. You know, yes, exactly. We're talking jawline. So, I want everybody in the room and everybody at home to imagine that there's a hook in the top of your head. And it's pulling you up to the ceiling. I want you to be very straight. And then when you're up there, I want you to increase the distance between your earlobes and your shoulder blades. You got it? So now I'm up. Now I want you can come out here so that you can see this. Now I want you to jam your forehead forward a little bit. Let me see. Yes, perfect. See the difference? Now go like this. Like this. That's a mess. Yeah. This is the number one thing that makes people feel like you know what you're talking about. If you make their jawline look good, immediately you took away the 10 pounds that they thought they had that they don't. And boom, you get a sharp jawline, you wrap it around, and we're going to see. So let's see if we can sharpen up this jawline. She's got a good jawline, I just got to get her in that position. So I like calling it hook it. Get in there and hook it for me. There you go, further. Yeah, you should be in pain. I want you to have to call your chiropractor later. Hold on. Now, I'll wait for the reaction. Now, she didn't react to that, so she's diminished. Yeah. I could tell. You're right? You jam your forehead out. What kind of operation do you run? Chin down a little bit. There you go. Good. That's it. Good. So now I've got better positioning on the jawline. I waited, but do I have the face? The face is saying, this feels weird. All right, but the jawline's better. Now we got to work on the face. What are the 3 things that can move? Mouth, eyes, eyebrows. All right, jam that forehead forward. What kind of, yeah, there you go. Hold that. Now do something with yourself in there. There you go, good. That's it. Bring the chin. That's it. No, you're not, this is now. She went from diminishing to posing. Did you see that? High five. There you go. She's working it. She's playing with me now. Now we're getting somewhere. Now once the energy gets going, then you keep going. You give them some tips. So if you all know the squinch, I'm going to tell people to squinch.
Okay, I tried to squinch.
You tried squinching? Let's see. Go like this with your head. Just pull it forward on both sides like that. Yeah, there. Nice. Yeah, good. You got some bangs going on there. Good. They look. That's it. Can you stand? Do the hook. You're not hooking it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Spain.
Spain. All right. Cool. So again, what did I do? While I'm shooting, I don't talk to them beforehand if I can get away from with it. What did I do? I heard the accent. I asked where she's from. You know what I'm looking for? What am I looking for? Who knows what I'm looking for? A common thread. Oh my gosh, I've been to Spain. I bought my first camera in Madrid. Bring your chin out. It was a Mamiya 645. I was with Bruce, and he was doing something in Sevilla, and I went down there, and I scoot this way a little bit. There's this photographer, Ramiro Montoya, taught me everything I know about darkroom, and he got me started. And he lives in Madrid. Where do you live? Where? You live here, but you're from Spain? Where'd you grow up? Bring your chin out.
In Spain.
Down. You close your mouth. Where?
Asturias, northwest.
Okay, gotcha. Perfect. Good. Now, what I'm trying to do is stop her from thinking about being in front of the camera, but it's not working. She almost can't tell me where she's from because she's so mesmerized by the camera. Did you notice that? Where's the squint? Why are the eyes so big? There you go. There you go. Jam your forehead out. Is she getting there? How's that? Is she getting there, people? Yeah. Is that a shebang or no? Is that shebangable? Is that shebangable? 3, 2, 1. Shebang. All right, come on out. You're out. Then no more pain. All right, good. Good. Are the flashes going up? So you see how she's got the black on, but she's floating off this black? I really like that. All right, so can we move out? Let's move out the black. All right, guys, so what I want you to do, I have what I call my gopher light. My Kinos are my gopher light. I don't care if your gopher light is I made it up. It's supposed to be funny. Gopher light, come on. What's wrong with you people? So I go for this light every time I question what I'm doing. All right? Now I have a bunch of lights that I can use because I've tested them all and I'm really trying to expand my horizons with my lighting, but I love my gopher light. My go-to lighting is always the Kinos, right? It used to be natural light. No, all the way to the back. All the way to the back. We're gonna build this thing out and we're gonna show them how to shoot a white background. All the way to the back. You wanna separate that white background as much as you can so you don't get spill or flare over your subject. And then put that kicker right in the corner next to it, right there, this one. You lefty or righty, we got to get into ambifacial. We're going to do that. All right, so gopher light. I don't care if it's natural light. If natural light's your gopher light, you're going for that. Don't get out of your element. If you want to make strobe your gopher light, you got work to do. You got to work it. You got to get it going. You got to know your setup. You got to know your exact setup. You got to know where it is. All this is exactly the way I do it every day. My studio sits like this, and I walk in every day and I don't have to touch it. Since 2004. And occasionally I'll go to a square light if I want to get 2 people in there, or I want to soften it up even more. The triangle light just gives a little bit of some shadow detail under the chin, very little. But that's my gopher light. There she is. That's it. It's in my back pocket. It's not technical. I don't have to think about it, right? It's my gopher light. So I got the Kino flows. I do it. I'm going to show you how I do the men's. Profoto has sponsored us here, and they sponsor I'm doing an Illuminating the Face tour. I'm starting a workshop with that because I did a DVD called Illuminating the Face. And I used the D1, D1's on the backdrop. But my biggest thing, and I use the Air Remote, my biggest thing that I love so far is this. I've been running around with B1s. I can go anywhere now. I can get my light anywhere. Awesome. There are 2 things I combine in every face that I have to get, and if I don't get it, I failed. What are they? What do the eyes do?
Somebody grab a mic.
Why do
Grab a
I
mic.
squinch the eyes?
Why do you squint your eyes?
Yeah.
So you can look deep and talk.
No.
You can connect.
No. No.
No.
Come on, hurry up. I got
your jaw.
I got 15 minutes left.
Your jaw and eyes.
What do you mean?
You combine those two
Where,
things.
where does fear come from?
What was that?
Where does fear come from?
Self-doubt.
During the headlights. Eyes. So what's the opposite of fear?
Confidence.
Who said that? I mean,
Yeah.
all right, who wins the DVD? He's standing up. You're going to win the DVD.
Yay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Confidence, guys. Confidence. Confidence. Confidence is key. If your people don't look confident, they don't look sure of themselves, and it can't be something that they want to represent as their personal brand. You got to make people look confident. Got to make people look confident. All right, the other DVD giveaway is coming up, so I'm going to do the second one. What's the other one from confidence? What's the other thing we have to add? If we have confidence, but we don't have this, we don't have a shot that's conveying.
Connection.
What? Yeah, but it comes from the mouth.
You,
You have to be.
yeah, there is.
People online have it, Peter. The
I
people
know they
online
have
have
it.
it.
Come on. It starts with an A.
Attitude.
No.
No.
Well, that does start with an
All
A.
right, you win. Approachability, yes. All right, he got it. That's it. He got 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 it. Wait, what did I say? Oh, did I say? I put this back to this, right? Back to this. We saw this already. So how do we do it? You need to have you are their coach. And you need to build their confidence. You need to build their confidence, but you also need to build it in you. You got to direct them directly. So the way that we do that, you give them tips, right? Simple tips that get them going, and then you show them the results. So, Ava, after we got the shebang, right? I show her, bring her out, show her. How do you think she's going to step back in there? I got this now. Let's go. Now it's a different ball game. Now you're on a different playing field. Now you just took her from diminishing. She was a runner. You saw her diminish when I was asking her where she was from. She couldn't even answer. Then we got her posing, and then she shebanged it. Really quick. We ran her through the steps. Then we bring her out. We show her the good one, and she goes back in, patting herself on the back, little more confidence, and she gives you what you need. All right? Very good. You want to team up on it with this. And the number one thing, Max, do me a favor, get in there. Number one thing you want to do. Now, what I'm going to do, my men's lighting, we don't use this, so turn this bad boy off. I don't uplight guys very much because I like guys to look a little rugged, a little rough and tumble around the edges. Can you look? I don't think he's capable of looking rough and tumble in that shirt. No. All right, I don't have time. We're shooting the striped shirt. Come over here. So, put that in the back next to the, all the way in the back. Yeah. So, I always like the center of the light at about the ear. Scoot this way a little bit. Yeah, no, yeah. Hold it right there, that's it. All right, so now, I got my men's lighting pretty much set up. I think I'm about the same. We need that light back here. We need both lights. What did you pull that light right here? I don't want to hit him with this, but we're going to go, we're going to do put it on 10. I'm going to show you guys something that everybody screws up. Everybody screws this up, so I'm going to show you how to do it. All right? I am going to light that white background. I want it to go white, right? Everybody wants it to go white. You know what they do? They hit it with too much light. Spills over the subject. I don't have any V-flats here, unfortunately. I was supposed to, that's another product. I'm coming out with the Hurley Pro V, so look out for that too. And I would have had it, but it wasn't ready yet because my team is all fuguzzled. All right, so I'm going to shoot a shot, and I want to show you. I'm going for a white background, right? I just want white. But first, I want to show you something. The number one thing that we use, I'm going to use it with him. This is positive. You want to use positive reinforcement. This is the opposite. All right, Max, come on in here. Chin down a little bit. Okay, good. You're just going to look in there like that? Are you sure? Man, you could be better looking. You're giving me a hard time. I mean, what is that? Could you move your nose that way? No, that doesn't work. No, you don't have any angle of your face that's very nice. This is going to be really tough on me. How am I going to do anything with you today? Did photographers do that? No, you can't do that. You have to be like, oh my gosh, Max, your smile rocks. Chin down a little bit. Look at that jawline. Look how perfectly coiffed your hair is. Positive reinforcement. We have to do that, right? It's got to be in your toolbox. It's part of your shtick. But guess what? If that's all you have, what's he going to think after I told him he's great for an hour? He's going to be like, this guy's, just taking me for a ride. You have to have other things, but we have to use positive reinforcement. Good job. Great. Nice. Perfect. You did it. You did this. You did that. But if you do that the entire shoot, guess what you get? After about a minute, they go, okay, he's saying everything's nice. Great. What am I going to do? All right, so let's go for a white background. All right, hold that. Let me just see. Okay, here we go. He's already doing brow activity. Chin down a little bit. Bring your forehead out. Oh my gosh, the background went white. All right, so this is what happens. People start with their strobes on the background at like the highest power. That's crazy. And then they get blown out like this, and then they bring their strobes down till they think it's okay. I do it the opposite way. I bring it all the way down. So let's go all the way to 4. I can do it from here. Are they both going down? This one's going down. 4? 5. Put it at 4. Put it at 4. All right, chin down a little bit. That's it. Hold it right there. That's better. There you go. Now, I'm still blown out. And they're both at 4. Maybe the power was still in there. Let's see. Yeah. Hold on. Chin down a little bit. Now we got to bring them back. There we go. That's better. That's it. Okay. Come forward a smidge. So now what do I have to do? Now I got a nice tone of gray in there. Now I can build it up till it feels like it's about white. I like to be at about 252, 252, 252. I don't go 255. I don't need that. I don't want anything to wash over them. I just want to bump it up. So I will bump it up let's go up to 4.5. We'll go up a half stop and see if we get it just to peek off gray. Come forward a smidge. Now that kicker's a little hot on him. I like very subtle kickers. Can you just dim that just a touch for me? Max, bring your forehead, do the hook with the forehead out and down. Give me that brow activity. I love it. He's a pro. Work your nose towards it. I'm shadowing up this side, so I'm favoring his left side because that's his good side. So nose this way. I need you on that side. I need you to step closer to that light. Stop fooling around. How are we doing? Is that thing getting white yet? Hold that. Is that thing getting white yet? Look at the difference on the angle. Better angle, right? All right, let's go up a little bit. We're still a half stop. We're still gray. I'm going to go a half stop again. We're at 5.0 now. Are we at 5.0 on that one? Yeah. Yeah, it's where everything's firing on all cylinders. I love the pro photos because I don't have to move anymore. It's great. Now we're still there. I'm not seeing any flare yet. I usually go to about 5.3. Chin down a little bit, forehead out. Good. Tilt your head a little bit this way. Guys, I want you to imagine that there's a suction cup on your face right now. Suction cup to the face. This is why I'm on a tripod. Ready? Right? Right? Come back with me. You're not doing it. What's wrong with you? This is very easy. Suction cup to the face. Ready? You're not doing it either. He's got problems. Some people will be directionally challenged. You have to work with them too. So imagine suction cup to the face. Follow me. Head this way. Tilt the head this way. Come back this way. That worked. All right, or you could do finger to the nose. Like the doctor makes your eyes. This time you're going to move your nose with the finger. There you go. There you go. Now you're with me. That's it. So this is all the directorial stuff I do when I start to get them in the angle, in the position I want. Chin down a little bit more than you think. There you go. Go for the brow reticulation. Oh, I love it. He's got brow activity up the wazoo. I would not shoot him without abusing the brow. Now, I'm not getting the same power, and it could go a little higher. I always like the light on the shoulder. So these should be a little bit higher. Should be right about there on the shoulder, because I shoot with the camera just about at the bottom of the earlobe. So the lens is at the bottom of the earlobe. Good, that's it. He's doing a great job, isn't he? Can we give him a round of applause? I actually like. That's a nice shot. Can we raise that background like for 2 seconds? Yeah. Raise this background for 2 seconds. Just a little bit, because he's taller than your average male. So we're just going to raise it up a little bit. Leave the clamp on. What are you doing? Making me nervous. Making me nervous. We can retouch that, but I just want to see if I can get it. Max, fire it up. No, start firing on all cylinders. Don't hold back on me. No, you're holding, don't hold back anymore. Good, that's it. So I'm just paying attention to what he's doing. I'm shooting away. I'm still making sure the shot's there. I'm still getting my framing. I need the jawline out a little bit more. Turn your body slightly this way. Which way? Did you see what I did? Which way did he go? Directionally challenged. Turn the body. There we go. Hold that. I shoot these like crazy. Look at this. Oh, I missed it. But I try and get those. Go now. Keep the body like that. Go nose that way. Hold that. Go nose a little bit this way. There you go. Hold that. There you go. He looks a little bit eager. I want you to look cooler. Give me a little brow action. Chin down a little bit. Good. Hold that. Good. That's it. I like that. Yeah. Pull the corners of your mouth towards your earlobes slightly. All right. Max. 3, 2, 1. Shebang! Thanks, buddy. Awesome. All right, guys, so we got some white background in there. We got the suction cup in there. I got 4 minutes. I'm going to run through this like you would not believe. We got the jawline in. We talked about squinching. Nose to the finger. It's all about the jaws. My video that was on YouTube that's gotten 2 million hits, you can go to Peter Hurley Photo and you can see it. All right? And this is it, but we're not going to watch that. Let's find their sweet spot. This is important. All of you guys have a sweet spot, okay? If you look, every angle, Max, I worked on the left side of his face because I thought the left was good. I'm working her on the left side. I'm working him on the left side. If you have a sweet spot, don't you think you have to find it for these people? Everybody's got one. You have to find it for them. 65% of the time, I've found, there was a study done, they said 80% of the time people's left side of their face is more attractive. I was like, that's crazy. First of all, who are these guys that did this study? And they didn't even ask me. I was like, what's wrong with them? There's no way that's true. I was pissed. So I started to watch people come into my studio, and it was true. I was like, oh my gosh, it is the left side. But I found out it's about 65%. So guys, real quick, tell me which side of my face is the better looking side. You ready? I'm gonna do a little spin. How many people like this side? You like that side? I got it, right? Still got it over here? Yeah. What about over here? This side? People like this side? Come on. There is something called being ambifacial where you could shoot people on both sides. I was very upset when I came in here yesterday. I was disappointed because I have to shoot like this. I don't think this side is that bad, but this smokes it. Whenever I model, I hit this side like you wouldn't believe. This is my side. If you were shooting me and you didn't get me over here, am I going to be happy? No. Why would I be happy? If you don't know which side to shoot on people, what are you doing? You got to find out their good side, and it's so subjective. It really is. It could be anything. So anyway, okay, we powered out the squinch. We did that. You're going to go to you can check out the squinch. We're putting the S word to bed. I don't want you to say it anymore. Did you hear me say just smile to people? No, I say whatever. Why is this thing going backwards? All right, we're getting rid of it. We're not going to say smile and we're not going to say cheese either. Get rid of that because you get this. Do you want that? You don't want that. And you know what you say when somebody does that? It's very simple. You say, shut your mouth. And then you get this. And then you have a shot. Before you didn't have a shot. When you see that, shut your mouth, it's very easy to say to people. And then you get a shot. And then, if you can get them to behave like this, you have won, in my opinion. This is the playing field where people will do what it is that I need them to do. If they do this, I think I've won. Now, I can do anything with them. If I can get them to that point, I can do anything. I know I have to wrap it up, so we're going to wrap it up real quick. Let's go. These are done. 3, 2, 1, shebang!
Look at you on timing, my friend. The thing is that we're counting you down to the Q&A, so we still got a few minutes to ask you
really?
questions. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought I was also, cool. I can chill out a little bit.
Chill. Take a deep breath.
Did you guys have fun?
That was so
Awesome,
fun. We got
awesome.
prizes. We got people online going crazy.
Awesome.
All right, so everybody, we are asking questions. There's the ability to vote your favorite questions, which is over to this side of your screen. So go and do that.
Did you guys have fun?
They had fun.
Sorry,
They had fun.
I'm too excited.
So we're going to go with questions. If any of you have one in here, pick up the mic, but we'll start with the chat rooms. All right. So we saw that you had these two subjects standing. And so DLO wants to know, do you prefer the subject to be standing for a reason, or is it just what you happen to be doing right now for this show?
No, I never sit people, unless it's a portrait or something where I have to sit them. But for headshots, I always stand them because I want to create this separation between the neck and the shoulders, and I want the shoulders down. I used to sit people, but they get hunched and shoulders get like this, and I like it. I'm into simplicity. The simpler, the better. So extending the body, whenever you're shooting, even if they are sitting, you need to extend their body so they don't get this and all this stuff going on. So keeping them from sitting also stops me from shooting down on them. I hate headshots where the photographer is above the subject.
Good
Please
point.
stop doing that. You are taking away that person's power. They look like a simp. You want to lower your camera and shoot a little bit higher on them or directly at them to give them the power back.
That's great. That's a huge point.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great question. We got a question in the back here.
Once you capture, that shebang picture, how much Photoshop do you use, or how much post-processing do you do on a picture?
Not very much at all.
Just sharpening or...
My retoucher does it. So, but I am so in tune with him that we're on the same page. We FaceTime while he's retouching to discuss things, and he'll send me stuff and all, because he's in... his name's Damian Battinelli. He's amazing. He's in Plattsburgh, New York. But we sit there and do it all together, and we do very subtle stuff. That he does all my stuff that goes on my website. ColorworksNYC.com is my retoucher that I've been working with since 2002. They do all my actors, all my corporate stuff, and all that stuff. So they know my whole drill as well. But he doesn't have time because he's so busy doing all my work. He doesn't have time to FaceTime with me, so I do it all with Damian. So, but if you want to check out ColorworksNYC.com.
Very cool. Okay, so a question from N. West Bear. Hey, Peter. Are you pushing the forehead forward equally for men as you are for women? Is it all those things you just taught us, the same theory?
It's on an individual basis. Some people need to jam it out there further than others. If you got a little extra action over here, I'm going to make you abuse yourself. If you don't need to do it much, don't have them do it. If they don't need to get out there, you don't need to go crazy. Like, I got a little extra under here. I want to get out there. Yeah, there's a little action. Like,
I guess we all have a little.
Kenna doesn't have much. I would not have you go out very far. Not even that far. Yeah, because once they start to look strained,
Turtleneck.
you're done.
Turtleneck.
Yeah.
All right, we got more questions. Let's do rapid fire. How do you know when to put half the face in the shadow or not? That's from Kathy Heisinger.
I think it depends on your aesthetic. Like, I don't like headshots that have a lot of shadow, but with guys, what I do with the Kino is I hit the cheek right here. So the main source hits here, and then my buddy Phil is I call him my Phil Light, my buddy. Phil is your best friend, okay?
Phil is your best friend.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's in Illuminating the Face, I started to talk about Phil. So Phil, I fill this side with my buddy, and then I got my kick back there. So I open up the cheek with the kick. So I don't like shadowing from here on in headshot photography, but for portraiture and stuff where you want something that's a little bit more ominous or edgier, then you can shadow up all you want. But I usually like to make sure I got full light all over the eye, and then the key light hits here.
All right, time for just a couple more questions. One in the audience and then one online.
What's the main difference when directing corporate headshots to actors' headshots, and does it changes also depending on the company or the level, I don't know, within the company you're working with?
I think I've changed over the years. It doesn't change for the company, it changes because of my confidence. When I wasn't confident shooting corporate headshots, I was very quiet, and I would just be very straight with them. Turn this way, turn that way, smile, try the squint. But now that I've tried to be authentic in everything that I do, what you saw here today is the way I feel best. I like being energetic on a shoot. I like being energetic when I teach. I don't filter that because it's not me. It doesn't feel like me. I used to because I thought I had to be somebody for them. And now I'm just at the point where I'm just like, no, I want to be, it's my day too. It's not their day. I don't care how big, highfalutin they are. They're in my space. They're working with me. It's my day too. I'm going to act the way I want to act. But I can't go as far with corporate people as I can actors. But believe me, the corporate people, it's like going to the dentist for them. So they just got told to do it. They get in there and they want to do it. And I mean, they don't want to do it, and they get in there like, oh my gosh, can we just please get this over with? And I mess with them in a little bit, and they're like, oh no, I don't have to go back to work yet.
I bet.
And they just want to stay. So if I can get them to want to stay, if I can get 15 minutes out of a CEO that was going to give me 2 minutes, I won.
And then it is your day. I love
my
it.
day.
Okay, last question, because this one had 12 votes. How many different headshots do clients need? And that's from Terry.
An actor needs a variety. So they might use it over the course of a couple years or whatever, 3, 4, 5, 6 headshots just for different roles if I give them different expressions. A corporate person really only needs 1, maybe 2. Maybe they need one that has a slightly bigger smile and one that's really kind of confident and tougher. Like if they want to, if they wrote something and they get asked by a magazine for something, they want to look really intelligent. They might want the one that's not as smiling, but on their corporate website, they might want to feel more approachable with their clients. They want one that's got more smile. Usually with corporate types, I try and get big laughter out of them, but that's usually for their spouse. I'm like, they're like, get rid of that. That smile's too big. Your wife will love it. Are you kidding me? Keep that in there. You know, and then as they get this, that's better. That's the one they're going to use. But I don't filter what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the range out of them, and then it's all flying in the camera and just seeing what works.
Awesome.